Sahib knows better than me how important Shara Luma is. If we look Shara Luma, go on to the next page. Now, in this, I have Shara Luma here. If anybody wants to check it, I have this here. In Shara Luma, if we go to Qala Saduq, they're talking about the fiqh issues, all the different issues regarding Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah in Azaan. And it says, Qala Saduq, Inna idkhala zalika fi min wada'ul mufawwaza wa hum ta'ifatu min ghulat. Basically, they open up this conversation and saying that Sheikh Saduq is saying that this is something which was created by al-mufawwaza, and they are a group from ghulat. Aw fa'ala hazihi ziyada. And if somebody, this is important now, I'll retranslate, and if somebody does this addition, Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah, or one of its components as an intention of juz, basically, if you do it as a juz, Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah, as a juz, bin niyati innaha minhu, asum fi itqadi. There is a sin in your belief, because you should not regard this as a juz. If you regard it as a juz, according to Luma, there is a problem. That problem is that your i'tiqad is wrong. And there's sin in your i'tiqad. And if you carry on, وَلَا يَبْطُلُ الْأَذَانِ بِفِعْلِهِ. Even if you do it as a juz, it does not invalidate your azan. If you, according to Shara Luma, if you recite this, bilfaz, as a niyat, as wajib, as juz, it does not invalidate your azan. This is what Shara Luma is saying. And it says, وَبِدُونِ إِتِقَادْ ذَلِكَ لَا حَرْجٍ. And if you have not the niyat of juz, then there is no problem. Shara Luma is saying this. So this is a reference to Shara Luma. Let's go on to the next one. This is a quotation from Ihtijaj al-Tabrasi. I have Ihtijaj al-Tabrasi here. And it's basically the same tradition which Ayatollah Khomeini used. This is the original book. Ihtijaj al-Tabrasi. Ihtijaj al-Tabrasi. This is the original book. And this book was written shortly after Sheikh Tusi. Maybe 100 years after Sheikh Tusi. So this is again from Mutaqaddimin, from the early scholars, not Mutaakhirin, meaning the new scholars. This is from the late scholars. From the late scholars. Sorry? This is from the early scholars, very early scholars. And Imam Khomeini al-Hirama also has quoted from this book. Now, the point I'm going to make here is that this hadith, which I've read from Imam Khomeini, is a general hadith, amumi. That whenever you recite, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, faqul Aliyun Amirul Mu'minin. And say Aliyun Amirul Mu'minin. So this is a general. So from this general principle, Imam Khomeini said, I am using it for a specific principle, which is Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah. Now, could you go on to the next? We covered this, again, it's the quotation from the following page. If we go on to, it says here, الحديث لم يتقيد بالزمان ولا مكان ولا في فعل خاص فهو العام يشمل الأذان وغيره. Basically, this is a principle of fiqh, that if there is a hadith, it is not bound by any makan and zaman, time and place, then it could be used for any azan as well. So this is a principle which Imam Khomeini al-Hirama used in proof that azan and Ashuhaduanna Aliyan in azan is permissible. Right. if you go on to, this is now from Qawaneen Sharia, Muhammad Hussain Najfi. What does he say about this hadith? Before I go on, in this hadith, there is a discussion on the narrator of this hadith. His name is Qasim ibn Mu'awiyah. That's the name of one of the companions of Imam Jafar Sadiq. He is the one who narrated this hadith. Let us see what Shaykh Muhammad Hussain Najfi says about this book and this tradition. He says, Baz Hazrat, this is from Qawaneen Sharia, you can check it. Baz Hazrat is Silsile mein Ihtijaj Tabarsi, this book. And this chapter is the chapter dealing with the tashahhud. It's talking about namaz. This whole of this chapter is talking about namaz. And he's now talking about what you can recite in tashahhud. And now he is saying that some people, बाज़ हज़रात इस सिलसिले में एहतिजाज तबरसी की एक रवायत भी पेश किया करते हैं कि इज़ा क़ाल अहदुकुम ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह फलयकुल मुहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह etc. यानी जब कोई शख्स, do you remember what Imam Khomeini said about this hadith? I want you to bring that back to your mind, what Imam Khomeini said about this hadith. How the hadith came, why it was said, and Abu Bakr Siddiq at Miraj, and Imam Jafar said, they have changed everything. And then Imam says, you know, when the mountains were made, the waters were made, Rasulullah said, La ilaha illa Muhammad Rasulullah, Aliyan Waliyullah. So this is what Imam Jafar Sadiq was saying. Now in response to this Ihtijaj Tabris hadith, Shaykh Muhammad Hussain Najfi is now bringing his own view regarding this. And he says, यानी जब कोई शख्स ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह कहे तो उसके साथ मोहम्मद रसूल भी कहे, और जब मोहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह कहे तो उसके साथ अली और औलाद अली को वली भी कहे, तो उसके मुतल्लिक जवाबन. Now he's giving his जवाब. कौन? Muhammad Hussain Najfi about this hadith. अर्ज है कि अव्वलन ये रवायत मजहूल होने की वजह से नाकाबिल इतबार है. He is saying this hadith from Ihtijaj Tabrisi I don't accept. And the reason he is giving is that the person is silsile ki sanad में कासिम इब्न मुआविया यानी कासिम इब्न मुआविया मौजूद है, और वो मजहूल अल हाल है कुतुब रजाल, in the books of Rajal, meaning the narrators, उसका कोई अत्ता पत्ता नहीं मिलता. There is no mention of who this Qasim ibn Muawiyah is. In this book, it says that this Qasim ibn Muawiyah is Qasim bin Burayd bin Muawiyah al-Ajali. And he was, and according to Sheikh Tusi, coming back to Sheikh Tusi again, because wherever Sheikh Tusi comes in, you know that there is some ground to this. According to Sheikh Tusi, he was fi ashab as-Sadiq wal Qasim. And if you look, and it says here, if you look under Ba, Burayd, you will find under Burayd this Qasim ibn Muawiyah. According to Sheikh Tusi, he is under the title of Ba. Because he is not under Muawiyah or Qasim, he is under Ba. And because he is under Ba, and Muhammad Hussain Najfi is saying, I don't know where he exists. Sheikh Tusi is saying he exists under basically B. If you look under B, you'll find it, but not under Qaf and Mim, according to Sheikh Tusi. See, and that is actually in this book. They talk about Qasim ibn Muawiyah. So Qasim ibn Muawiyah is not unknown. He is known. And he says he is sikka. He is truthful. He is sikka. If we now carry on. Achha. कासिम इब्न मुआवी मौजूद है और जो मजहूल हाल है, कुतुब रिजाल में इसका कोई अत्ता पत्ता नहीं मिलता, इसका अत्ता पता मिलता है अनबा थानिया। सेकेंडली, बना पर तस्लीम, इफ वी किबला मोहम्मद नजवी कह रहे हैं, if for one example, for one moment we accept that this hadith is correct, इस रिवायत का ये मतलब नहीं कि जब ज़बान से कोई ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह कहे तो उस जरूर उसके साथ मोहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह भी कहे, बल्कि यहाँ अच्छा देखिए ना, now he changes the story a bit now. The hadith is qal means to say. He's now saying, if you read this, यहाँ qal से मुराद qail in Arabic is different and Urdu is different. qala qailun, कहने वाले ने कहा, कहने वाले ने कहा. कायल इन उर्दू यानी मैं आपको कायल कर लिया, मना लिया. There's a difference. Now, Qibla Sahib is saying, is this kala is actually not kala, it's kail, meaning to believe. Acha, when I read the hadith from Adab al-Namaz, was there anything about belief? It was just simple. Whenever you say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, say Aliyyun Waliyullah. There's nothing about belief here. It is about saying. And the word in Arabic, if you take this and get it translated by anybody, there is no concept of belief. Where Shaykh Muhammad Najfi is saying, ittaqad ki baat hai. There's no ittaqad mentioned here. So, he says, Murad qail hona hai. Qail hona hai. Kala se murad qail hona hai. Kala means to say, but he's saying kala is actually mean qail hona hai. मकसद ये है कि जब कोई शख्स तौहीद का इकरार करे तो उसके साथ अपने पैगंबर खातम की रसालत का भी इकरार करना चाहिए. इकरार means to say. इकरार means इकरार करना. यानी if I say इकरार कर means say something, or what I've said, say that again. So when you say La ilaha illallah, इकरार, मोहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह इकरार, क्योंकि इसके बगैर तौहीद कामिल नहीं होती. और जो शख्स जनाब रसूल खुदा की रसालत का इकरार करे तो उसके लिए जनाब अमीर और दीगर आइमा अलैहिस्सलाम की इमामत व वलायत का अकीदा रखे. It changes. Aqidah. Iqrar, and now comes Aqidah. He's changed the whole sentence into Aqidah. Aqidah, and if you want to read this from here, from there, I have it. You can check I checked it on the internet as well. What I have here is the same on his website. Aqidah रखना भी जरूरी है. यानी इकरार और जब मौला अली की बात आई, यहाँ अकीदा रखना जरूरी है. So he then basically changes the whole gameplay. Next please. नहीं चलो ठीक है. Could we have next one? So we've gone through this. Basically, the context which has been set out in Ihtijaj Tabrisi. You can take a copy of this, have it translated by an Arab into English, Urdu, in any language. Nobody will say that the meaning is actually Aqidah. It is actually Iqrar, meaning say. Now let's go on to the next one, please. Now, Azaan and Iqaamah are mustahab recommended acts. I ask you one thing. Let me just carry on in English. Nobody has ever objected that Imam Ali gave sadaqah. Imam Ali, إنما وليكم الله ورسوله والذين آمنوا الذين يقيمون الصلاة ويؤتون الزكاة وهم راكعون. Nobody has ever objected that Imam Ali, whilst in the state of ruku in namaz, gives sadaqah of his khatam, of his ring. Nobody has ever objected. But people object on a mustahab fi'l where Amir al-Mu'mineen is being mentioned in a mustahab fi'l. We have to look at that as well. When one starts Azaan, a muazzin says sometimes, Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. He might say that. And then, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi, and then starts the Azaan. Nobody ever objects to that. And when you say Allahu Akbar and you say Allah, people say Jalla Jalalu Rabbi. Nobody ever objects to that. And when you say Ashuhaduanna Muhammad Rasulullah, you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Nobody ever objects to that. Why do we say this? Jalla Jalalu Rabbi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa. Because we have general principles. Whenever you mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Jalla Jalalu Rabbi. Muhammad Rasulullah, we have general principles, we're applying it to a particular. When we say Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi. So we have general principles, but applying it to a particular. So that nobody objects. And also, you have to bear in mind that it is not necessary that during Azaan, if I said Allahu Akbar, Allah 4 times, Assalamu alaikum, Azaan padhne aap. Put it down again. Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah. That is permissible. There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in that. Why is it that mentioning the name of Amir al-Mu'mineen, which is Kamaluddin, completion of faith, that this is a problem?
Right, yes.
Because okay, the sequence of the faslan should be, but there could be interruptions in between. Interruptions are allowed in Azaan. Azaan is not the same as namaz, where you have to have mawalat. You have tartib. It is not the same as namaz. Azaan is not the same as namaz, and that has to be hammered home. It is a mustahab recommended act. No, I'm not going to go into questions now, because if you have an issue, we can raise it afterwards. Because if tartib was an issue, then Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi breaks that tartib. Okay. Right, let's, I have only, okay, let's quickly. If this was bid'ah, then the 12th Imam should have stopped this. The 12th Imam should have stopped this. And a bid'ah, this is one of the principles of bid'ah in the book which in here. A bid'ah is never universally accepted. A bid'ah is never universally accepted. Some of you might do something bid'ah, others will not. But when majority, 99%, are doing something, it does not count as bid'ah. Because I said in here, it's the ijma. Ijma. In ijma, a ma'soom is involved somewhere. And if this was a bid'ah, the 12th Imam should have stopped this bid'ah, which he didn't. Next slide, please. And the proof of this is in volume 2 of Ihtijaj Tabrisi. In Ihtijaj Tabrisi, we find that Sheikh Mufid, we talk about Tawqi, the Nawabi Arba, that's the 4 representatives, they received Tawqi, meaning signed letters of our 12th Imam. Imam's guidance for Sheikh Mufid, and we have in this where Imam is guiding Sheikh Mufid. Imams are guiding Muqaddas Ardabili. They are guiding our ulama. If the Shias were doing something which was haram, Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah in Azaan was haram, was guna, was bid'ah, then why didn't our 12th Imam send a letter to Sheikh Tusi Sheikh Mufid? The last Tawqi came in 412 Hijrah. This is Sheikh Mufid's Tawqeed, signature of Imam Zamana's letter, which came to Sheikh Mufid. And in that letter, Imam Zamana is saying, I am keeping an eye on you. I am supporting you. I am looking after you. If it was not for me, you will be destroyed. Imam Zamana is saying this. And also when Sheikh Mufid dies in 413, Imam Zamana sends another Tawqeed. This is a Marsiyah. Marsiyah at the death of this great genius, Sheikh Mufid. And if you knew the genius of Sheikh Mufid, you will be amazed of the incredible mind of Sheikh Mufid. And this is why our 12th Imam sent a Tawqeed to Sheikh Mufid, supporting him. And then also we have Sheikh Tusi, incredible scholar. So if this was a bid'ah, we Shias believe that our Imam is keeping an eye on us. And we also, often our ulama say this, that when Thursday comes, Thursday night, our Imam receives our amal. Receives our amal. And he cries when our Shias have not prayed. He cries when our Shias have done bad things. But becomes happy when the Shias are doing good things. So our Imam is looking after us. And if our ulama, all of them, were wrong, our Imams would have interfered and told them that this is wrong. And even today, in the haram of Imam Ali, in the haram of Imam Ali, it is so beautiful to hear in the haram of Imam Ali, Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah. In the haram of Imam Ali, they're saying this over and over again. And the concept of tasamu. You know, we talked about adab al-namaz. Tasamu fi adillatis sunan. What is this concept? This concept is basically when you have a hadith which is not to the level of creating a wajib, meaning absolute mutawatir, and it proves everything, then you have the concept of tasamu. Tasamu means leniency in the proof of sunnah. This is what Imam Khomeini used. The concept tasamu, leniency. You don't have to have strong proof. As long as the proof exists, what Sheikh Tusi said, it does exist. That the akhbar are shaz. They do exist. That the Imams did allow this. Now let's just go into the next. This is shi'ar, ritual practice of the Shias. Ulama have given fatwas that it is obligatory, wajib, to recite Aliyun Waliyullah because, not because wajub from Rasulullah, but wajub from shi'ar. Meaning it has become a ritual practice of the Shias to say Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah in Azaan because it has become our identity. Wujub ala shi'ar. Ayatollah Sayyid Musa al-Hakim says, he says, he mentions Imam Jafar Sadiq's hadith. Mentions Imam Jafar Sadiq's hadith in there. But he also said, في هذه الأعصار معدود من شعار الإيمان ورمز إلى التشيع فيكون من هذه الجهة راجيا شرعا بل قد يكون واجبا لكن لا بأنواع الجزية من الأذان. He is saying it has become wajib not because of it becoming a juz, because it is a shi'ar, identity, rams of the Shias. The next is a historical perspective. I am a student of history myself, and when it comes to history, I could give maybe a 2-hour lecture on the Shias, and I'll give you just one example, and then I'll forget everything else. Do you know that Imam Ali, in his own lifetime, was being cursed on the mimbars? In 35 Hijr, as soon as Imam Ali took the throne, he was being cursed on the mimbars. And this continued. People think that Umar bin Abdul Aziz stopped this cursing. He tried to stop it, it wasn't stopped. It took up until the middle of the 3rd century for this to stop. They did not consider Imam Ali even as the 4th Khalifa. Many of you might, I know Brother Qadir knows this, Rajbi knows this, maybe Mullah obviously knows this. The Sunnis did not consider Imam Ali as the Khalifa of the Muslims up until the 3rd century, the middle of the 3rd century. Ahmad ibn Hanbal, he's the one who gave the title of Khulafa Rashidin to the Khulafa and invited Imam Ali to join in as well. MashaAllah. Ahmad ibn Hanbal, after the time of Imam Raza, alayhi salam. So I have many historical perspectives on this. There's another thing which I would just like to show you as a reference because it's interesting. Two Shias in the mid-4th, 10th century, it must have seemed that everything was going their way. Almost the whole of the Muslim world was under the control of Shias. The whole of the Muslim world was under the controls of Shias. Many of you have never heard this. Shiaism and Shias were controlling the whole of the Muslims. From Iran, right across North Africa, Yemen, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Al-Hijaz, the whole planet was controlled by Shias, the Muslim world. And that is called the Shia century. That is called the Shia century. And historians mention the 4th century as the Shia century. They call it the Shia century. And it's mentioned in this book, and it's also mentioned in university books as well, the Shia century. That's the 4th century. And this is the century where the Shias openly said, Ashuhaduanna Aliyan Waliyullah in the Azaan. I will leave the conclusion because I think I've said enough. Because I'll be going over the same things again, and the time I've been here, nearly 2 hours, I could spend maybe another 2. But I'm sure you don't have the capacity to listen for another 2 hours.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. MashaAllah.
Oh, putty food is putty. But
I'll review what is read.
हाँ शेख सिद्धू सुना